Today, I want to talk some more about character development. I've touched on this in the past. What occurred to me is, what does it mean to develop your character? And what is character anyhow? There's an interesting definition of character, which is the mark that is left on you by someone else. So my character makes a very distinct mark on the people that I come into contact with. Your character makes a very distinct mark on the people that you come into contact with. So when we talk about character, we're talking about that element of our personhood that communicates our values in a tangible way. It's the values plus the attitude plus the action that comes out of them. Oftentimes when I'm working with corporations or individuals and people speak about their personal values, what's important to them, or corporate values, one word that comes up over and over again is integrity. And integrity is that sense of wholeness, that what's on the outside matches what's on the inside. Integrity is so important. It's another way that people know who we are. Part of integrity is how we keep our word, how we do what we say we're going to do. Are we aligned? Our actions and our words, do they match up? Do they align? But another part of integrity that I think can easily be overlooked is the willingness to have your integrity questioned. Now, hang with me for a minute, because I know this is a really uncomfortable thought. I know when I feel like my integrity's been questioned, I don't like it. I feel immediately attacked or misunderstood. And of course, that can happen. But really, if you're committed to integrity, then integrity is important enough that logically you would want to know if you were out of integrity. If I'm committed to integrity, then I would want to know if I'm out of alignment with that. So I would welcome if someone raises a flag and says, hey, I think you're out of integrity in this area, or this is out of alignment. Now, maybe that's never happened to you. Maybe if it's happened, you've pushed it away or been tempted to explain or blame or self-justify. I get it. All very normal responses to that. But I want to invite you that the next time you feel like that's happening, that you pause and ask yourself, what's the most important thing to me right now? Is the most important thing for me to be integrous, or is the most important thing for me to prove that I'm integrous? And they're very different things, because a lot of our proving has to do with just what we're doing to ourselves. It's not necessarily about the other people. I need to prove this, to prove something about me to me. And again, we've talked about that part before, but ask yourself that question. What is it that's the most important thing? Is it so important to me that I would want to know if I'm out of alignment? I hope the answer is yes for you. I know the answer is yes for me, even though in the moment, it can be very uncomfortable. When you think about integrity, check in with yourself and see, what do you find as you look at your actions and your words and how they line up and how they impact the people in your life. Another area of character development that is important to look at, and it's connected, is the need to self-justify. If we're busy self-justifying and explaining to people, this is really what this was, it wasn't that, then chances are good that we're ignoring or we're turning a blind eye to our impact on people. You cannot develop your character alone in your room. I'm sorry. You can't just sit in your house by yourself without human interaction and develop your character. Character development happens when there's other people around. There's a great quote by the philosopher Rumi. He says this, "If you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished?" Isn't that a great quote? That's Rumi. This is a Sufi philosopher. If you're irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? Often we get irritated by every rub, especially when there's a lot of other things going on in life, like there has been the last 12 months, right, for all of us. But instead of using that as an excuse or as permission to ignore or to avoid the data coming our way, What would it look like for us to take those rubs, those things that seem uncomfortable or that rub us the wrong way because they don't align with my own view of myself? What would it be like to take those rubs and to really utilize them, to consider them resourced, even be grateful for them, use them towards our character development? There's no reason to have your character developed unless you're going to be with other people. And I think we're all with other people. Last I looked, we all have different types of relationships, even though many of those might be virtual right now. Still the same principle. We're still connecting with people. We're still in networks of family and friends and community and workplaces. And in those areas, the more our character can get developed, the more mature we can be. And when we can have mature responses, our learning goes way, way up. It's really difficult to learn when you're busy blaming or self-justifying. As a matter of fact, I don't think you can do those at the same time. But the more mature you are, the more you develop that character of yours, the more you can receive and the more you can give in a way that is resourceful for you and for the people around you. So what does it look like to develop your character? Well, it looks like being willing to have your integrity challenged. It looks like doing what you say you're going to do. It looks like letting those rubs or those things that naturally might be uncomfortable or even distasteful, things you don't like, letting them in and weighing them out. I'm not suggesting every little bit of what you consider criticism, just let it wash over you. I am saying pause when you hear it and ask yourself, is this 100% true? Is it 10% true? If there was any truth in it at all, would I want to know? And would it be valuable for me personally, with my personal brand, with who I say I am, for the people in my life, who I say I am with my company and my community? Ask yourself those questions and just pause, because if you can take in, even if it's the 1 or 2%, it could make all the difference for you and for the people around you. If this video was valuable for you today, please give it a like, a thumbs up, make a comment. I'd love to be in dialogue with you about this really important topic.